Hey, what's up everyone, Matt here. I normally don't shoot videos this late at night, but I got something pretty cool in a few hours ago, and I wanted to share it as soon as I could. This here is the LG G6. It's hot off the presses. This isn't even a production unit yet, so be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see the full review once that is out. But LG was nice enough to send this out so that I could tell you a little bit about it. Now, when I first took it out of the box, the first thing I noticed is that the build quality is on par. It's a solid device. It actually has quite a bit of heft to it, but it feels really premium. It's got a metal band around the edges, glass on the front, and a solid back. Seriously though, this is one of the most solid phones that I've held in quite some time. I mean, really, there's a lot of density to this. It feels really good. Also, with that build, this phone is now IP68 water and dust resistant, so go ahead and get it wet, you're gonna be fine. Besides that heft, the design is pretty reminiscent of what LG has been doing. It looks very similar to the G5, the LG V20, but just an evolution of that. I think it looks good. Now, on the front is where you have a bit of a change, and that is with the screen. So when the phone's off, you don't really notice it, but as soon as you turn it on, you notice that the bezels are extremely small on this phone. The sides are almost non-existent, and the top and the bottom are just there enough to house the camera, the speaker, and the LG logo at the bottom. Now, what those small bezels mean is that you get a very large screen, 5.7 inches, but in a small amount of space. So check this out, the LG G6, the iPhone 7 Plus, 5.5 inches here, 5.7 inches here, and you can see that the LG G6 is much smaller. Now, because of the size of the phone and the size of the screen, the aspect ratio is a bit different here. This is a 5.7 inch 18:9 Quad HD display. So because of that aspect ratio, you get your full screen, but then some. So it's kind of interesting. It's almost as if they took the LG V20 with that secondary screen, but just added it into the screen itself. So you get a little bit of a top part, but it's all integrated into one screen. You don't really notice that it's a weird aspect ratio when you're actually using it, but you just notice that there's just so much more screen available, and it feels pretty natural so far. Now, on the inside, it's basically a modern smartphone. It's got a Snapdragon 821 processor, 4 GB of RAM, a 3300 mAh battery. It's at the top of the pack. On the back here, LG brought back their dual camera system, but now it's updated so that both cameras are 13 megapixels. One of them is your standard camera, but the other is super wide angle, so you can get a lot more in picture. The G5 and the V20 had a similar feature, but when you went to the wide mode, the quality wasn't quite as good, but now with this camera, they both match. I haven't had quite enough time to snap a bunch of pictures of this, but be sure to subscribe so you can see when I do my full review. Now, there's definitely a lot more to this phone, and I look forward to spending some real good quality time with it, but those are the main things I think are impressive with the LG G6. The build is excellent, the screen is really interesting with that aspect ratio and the almost full bezel-less display. It's really nice, and also that camera on the back seems to be a pretty decent improvement. I can't wait to get some really quality hands-on time with this. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of the LG G6? What is your favorite feature? Is this a phone that you would buy? I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching this quick hands-on with the LG G6. Again, my name is Matt, and I'll see you in my next video. See ya!